evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris is back for some more Hearthstone arena action. We are hot on the heels of a sexy Lexi 9 Paladin arena win. I don't want to play Paladin twice in a row. I could play Rogue or Priest. I think it's been a roughly equal number of times since I've done both, and since I like Priest a little bit better, let's just go ahead and grab another run as Priest. Man, I'm really hoping for Shaman. Shaman is the one I await anxiously. Well, here we have a pretty good rare pick. Injured Blade Master, I think, is a fine card. A 4/3 for 3 mana is totally great, plus the fact that he can be healed is just awesome. But Shadow Madness is basically a kind of removal. We've seen it kind of be less than effective on this channel, but we've also seen it be stupid-tacular. So I'm gonna grab it like I always do in the hopes of greatness. Okay, well, we can take a giant guy for 5 mana, or we can take this very resilient 3-drop. The Frostwolf Warlord sometimes whiffs, but the Harvest Golem is always great, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that in this pack. Mind Blast is oh geez, this is a bad pack. Mind Blast is a terrible card. You deal damage to the hero and you lose a card. I don't like this Lord of the Arena at all. I'd like to reserve my 6 drops for other things. Priests do have a common card at 6 mana, the Temple Enforcer, so as a priest you're a little bit more likely than average to be able to get big things. So I'm going to grab the Raptor. This is a terrible card, but I think it's just less hurtful for my draft to take this generic 2 mana thing than to take this bad 6-drop. Okay, well here we gotta grab some Mind Vision. Remember kids, you don't want to Mind Vision on turn 1 because there's a risk that you'll steal a coin, but as long as you do it any other point in the game, you'll usually get some kind of a good card. Oh, Jesus Christ. This draft, it had 2 good cards in one pack, the Harvest Golem and the Frostwolf Warlord, and then some pretty weak commons followed suit. Well, I think the least bad of these is the Panther. I don't want to play a 1/4 for 3 mana just for spell damage, so we'll take the Panther there. Okay, well, we get the Argent Commander. I think I've spoken many a time about my love for this card and how much it hurts every time you see it drop down, so we're going to go ahead and pick it up, even over that Twilight Drake. This guy is nifty. Even when you're a priest, it's nice to have more healing, because it can get you out of more bad situations, but I think the Silver Moon Guardian is just a little bit too good to take this 5 mana card over. Let's keep my 5 mana spot open. Now, as I've said before, sometimes you will have like a weird draft where you never see big cards, but it's still early. The difference between 4 mana and 5 mana, as far as late game is concerned, isn't huge, especially because this is only a 4/5. So it's not like I'm going to be screwed on my late game just because I didn't take this, because this wasn't going to save my late game anyway. But this is a really great 4-drop, so we'll pick him up. Okay, well, Shadow or Death is a pretty easy pick here over these mediocre taunters. Let's make sure we get some removal. Well, here we have a tough choice. So I don't think the Archmage is worth considering here. It's the Grizzly, which I love, and I don't have any taunt yet, or the Lightspawn. Now, the Lightspawn is a bit more explosive. You know, you can put Power Word Shield on it, you could put Temple Enforcer's buff on it, and suddenly it's huge. Plus, it's a 5/5 for 4 mana, so it's hard for your opponent to deal with. Oh, man. I think the Lightspawn is so strong I'm going to take it, although I may regret having less taunt in my deck later on. We'll see. Okay, well, here the only playable card... Well, okay, I shouldn't say that. Mana Addict is definitely a playable card, and it's very, very good and constructed. In Arena, it's a little bit dicier and often just sits on the board as a 1/3. So I'm going to take the Twilight Drake. It's a silenceable Chillwind Yeti, so I'm not that excited about it, but I'll take it because the other cards are, I think, even worse. Ugh! Well, I guess we're picking up an Acidic Swamp Ooze. Priest's not the best at buffing attack, and I don't have any neutral cards buffing attack just yet, so this is just a kind of like a 4/3, but it's bad because a power is officially 2, so you have to attack twice to get to 4/3. That means it can't trade with creatures very well. So we'll take our out against weapons and have another generic 3/2. Oh boy, well I'm not desperate enough for late game to take the Wind Fury Harpy over the Ward, and this is a really good card, and we do need some taunt, so that's nice. Ah, thank goodness, amidst this trash we have a Shattered Sun Cleric. What a good card. Okay, well, Lightspawn is nifty. Divine Spirit has a combo wombo card, but we have to take Holy Nova. This is a very important removal card. Very, very frequently, you will find yourself praying and wishing that your opponent does not have Holy Nova. That's a good rule of thumb, by the way. When you play against other classes, if you constantly find yourself thinking like, oh my god, I hope they don't have this, then this must be a good card. Well, I'm really sad here that having picked like this thing and this thing and this Panther, that I have 3 good cards all in one pack. I will happily play a Silence for 0 mana. That has been a blowout. Mind Vision is fun, but I think you have to take Sen'jin Shieldmaster here. It's just the strongest card there. Okay, well, Mind Control, it's important to have one of them. Your opponent, what's cool about Mind Control is you don't even need to have it in your deck for it to affect the game, because your opponent, if they're somewhat good, will be worried about it and playing around it. but it's actually even better to actually have it, so you can actually steal their big creatures. Okay, I could try the 4-mana spike strategy for Priest, but I'm going to grab Power Word Shield here. So it's a card draw and a buff. The +2 health will almost always be relevant, so I'm going to grab it here just to make sure I have a couple of those in my deck. Do I want another one, or this healer dude? Yeah, I'll take another one. The healer dude is nice, but I am a Priest, so I'm not feeling quite as much pressure to take the healer. Now, Inner Fire is nifty. It works really well with some things. It works really well with Mogushan Warden, of course. It may work well with Twilight Drake, kind of depending on how it goes right now, and it works well with Power Word Shield. But I think I'd rather take the Direwolf Alpha to get buffs, and also, you know, some 2-drops that don't suck right now. Both of my 2-drops are just generic 3/2s for 2. So let's go ahead and grab a buffer here for some early game. Crap. Well, the Light Warden actually is playable when you're a Priest. Note that it gets buffed whenever a character is healed, so that you can heal yourself. I mean, I could take this and just treat it as a generic 2/3 that's sometimes useful, but I'm going to try the Light Warden. I mean, the 2 health is the problem. See, the North Shard Cleric and the Mana Worm, these other kind of pump cards that are 1-drops, part of the reason they're so good is that they have 3 toughness, which is a critical amount of toughness. Lots of 2-drops can't get past that. Lots of removal spells, like, you know, Holy Smite and whatever, can't get past it. But 2 toughness, pretty much anything in the universe will kill it. Anyway, though, we'll take it. I think it's more playable than the other cards. Okay, well, here it's very easy. We're going to grab some late game in the form of the Boulderfist Ogre. We get a legendary. Oh, boy. Well, Lorewalker Cho is nifty, but I think it's more of a constructed card. I don't want to be giving my opponent my Power Word Shields and Mind Visions and Shadow Words and stuff. Alexstrasza, I've played with it before. It was alright. Deathwing is very YOLO-y. I mean, if your opponent has removal for it, you lose. So I don't want to have a card that's not playable till turn 10, and if my opponent has removal for it, I lose. That just seems... I'd rather just take an 8/8 for 9 than a 12/12, you know, board clearer for 10. I mean, sometimes, of course, I'm sure you will wish you had Deathwing, like, you know, to give yourself a chance to come back from a losing game. But if you're winning, like, I'd rather have a card that helps me win than a card that might stop me from losing. We'll take the Alexstrasza. That's my instinct there, although I'm sure I'm going to get some hate for not taking Deathwing. Okay, well here, Thoughtsteal is nifty, but we'll take another Taunter here. I do like the Ironfur Grizzly quite a bit. Flesh-Eating Ghoul, also a very good 3-drop. We have another chance to pick up a Frostwolf Warlord. However, I have a Bluegill Warrior, which is not to be discounted. It is removal, and this is a little bit of... actually, this is a really kind of a bad draft in that perspective, because all I really have for removal is 1 Shadow Word Death and 1 Holy Nova. That's all I've seen, folks. Yeah, that's all I've seen for removal. Jesus. So that kind of makes me wonder if I should take this just so I can kill some stuff. Having no Shadow Word Pains is very Shadow Word painful. I've seen like 3 of these Divine Spirits, but I really wish they were all Shadow Word Pains instead. You know, this might be crazy, but I'm going to take this because I'm so light on removal. I'd rather have it even over a Giant for 5 mana. Okay, no removal yet, but Cult Master seems good here to draw some cards. Oh my god, thank god I have a Shadow Word Pain. Now, Spellbreaker is great, and I'm going to be hurting that I don't have a Silence. But I have to take Shadow Word Pain. That's just such a clutch card. Oh, thank goodness. 2 of them in a row here at the 11th hour. That is important. Okay, Scarlet Crusader is really terrific. Alright, looks like I'm not going to get a Silence in this deck, which is a little bit sad. But we'll take the Abomination over the Sun Fury Protector, just to have a little bit of an upper end. Well, we are a little bit light on the end game, but I think it's okay to be light on the end game as long as what you're heavy on is 4-mana creatures. I think the real problem is decks that are heavy on 2 and 3. Then you end up having a lot of unimpactful cards in the mid game. But a lot of 4-drops are perfectly, you know, strong on turn 5 or turn 6, especially if you can play them and use your hero ability, which as a priest is not unlikely because, you know, if you're healing one of your previously damaged creatures, that can make a really big difference to the game. Oh, pardon me, let me turn the heat down a little bit. I can't breathe. Breathing is a plus when playing games and talking. So yeah, I think that's I feel like I'm in a pretty good place for learning my lessons. I used to try to play lots of really aggressive decks. Oh man, did this game just crash? It just crashed. Okie dokie. Yeah, let's go ahead and close out Hearthstone here. See if we can come on back down the ranch I don't actually know what southern people who live on ranches talk about. I'm sure it's like horribly, well, not really racist, but like stereotypical. I just imagine everyone be like, "Come on down to Rancho, Billy. We're gonna." Sorry, before I offend any more of my viewers, let me just stop that tag. Anyway, let's see if we can open up Hearthstone here and get back into the arena. It would be nice to play a game. This actually does happen sometimes. Luckily, it doesn't hurt against you. I didn't take a loss for that or anything. So let's go ahead and see who we play. Am I crashing? Nope. That's how you check. Is you check to see if the cancel button makes a noise and flicks up and down when you move your mouse over it. Maybe I can keep moving my mouse over it in order to kind of keep the voodoo away. Am I gonna find a game? Oh, there we go. Ah ha ha! Finally. Whew. Okay. So, after a little bit of wackiness, we finally get into a game. And here is Alex the Mage. The cleverly named mages. Okay, well, here, I don't want to keep Shadow Word Death, because that's a bit too soon, but I'll keep everything else. So this is a bit of a slow start, truly. However, other than the fact that I probably won't have anything to do on turn 2, I can play a Scarlet Crusader on turn 3, and then I've got really good 4-drops coming up. Alright, Power Word Shield, I got both of them. One of these could have been something else. Oh, I forget what it could have been. Some kind of creatures that I might regret not having. Alright, Amani Berserker is there. Well, I've got a couple of options here. Ah, well that's perfect. Okay, I was thinking about coining out Scarlet Crusader, but that's just silly when I can play Bloodfen Raptor. Now I can even coin out Power Word Shield, which would give it 4 health. That would actually make it survive against this guy, and even against Frostbolt. Wow. That's tempting. What else am I doing with the coin? Well, I want to play Scarlet Crusader next turn, because that's a good card. I don't need to coin these guys out. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I think, you know, the early game, it's important to get an edge, especially if you're playing with a bit of a slow deck. I mean, I see an extra card in my deck. It's actually kind of difficult for mages to deal with this. Frostbolt doesn't quite do it, because then she doesn't have enough mana for hero ability. Mirror Image, that's a way to answer it, actually. So my opponent is going for the aggressive move here, putting Taunt in the way so she can beat down with this. Now, it's really hilarious that I got rid of Shadow Word Death, which would have killed this and just basically probably lost my opponent the game on the spot. That is hysterical. Well, we need to, I think, play the Scarlet Crusader. The Shadow Sun Cleric doesn't do anything for me here. I'm going to kill the Mirror Image, and we'll see. So my opponent's going to hit me for 10 damage. This turn, so basically, when a mage can deal 10 damage to you on turn 4, that's a pretty solid start for the mage. Luckily, I'm a priest, so I have a chance to come back if I can control the board here. I can still come back and do okay. What I really hope is that my opponent tries to pings off the Scarlet Crusader's shield for half her mana. Nope, looks like she's not having any of that. He's gonna hit me for 6 damage. Okay. Okay, I really wish I had kept Shadow Word Death. Let that be a lesson, folks. Okay, so we clearly here need to kill the last Mirror Image and kill this Menace. Now, one option I had, I could have healed it to stop it from being enraged, but I wanted to put the Scarlet Crusader down. Now I don't need to heal this because I'm just going to kill it. And I think it's important here, as tempting as it is to play the Twilight Drake or one of my other 4-drops, I would actually like to keep the Scarlet Crusader alive. So what I'm going to do instead is I'll play Power Word Shield. Let me think. I can play the Light Warden and then heal myself. This is tricky. Okay, I'll put a creature on the board. I think it's important to get a creature down. So we'll protect the Divine Scarlet Crusader that way. I don't want to play Light Warden because it just does die to the raid leader, so you can see why the health is important. And we will play Power Word Shield here. Let's go ahead and put it on the Scarlet Crusader, actually, so that the raid leader can't trade into it. Shadow Word Pain. Alright, well, that's good to have. So, it's not, and Flame Strike is not going to happen for another couple more turns, which is fine. I'll be able to trade this stuff off before that happens, so it should be okay. My opponent did get me down a lot, which is a bit scary against mages, but she doesn't really have enough mana to be able to, like, start fireballing me or whatever. So I'm okay with that, I think. Okay, well, my opponent made the sheep and killed it with his guy. It's totally fine. Whew. Okay, so now we can get back to business of winning. It's a bit. I maybe could have held on to Power Word Shield to use on the light spawn, but I think it's okay what I did there. Let's go ahead, since we're in control here. Let's play Flesh Eating Ghoul. Let's kill this thing. Let's heal it up to stop it from dying to the Mage's Hero ability, pass the turn. So again, I'm keeping an eye on the mana, so this all dies to Flame Strike, but we're one turn away from that. It all survives a Blizzard, and what I'm hoping to do next turn is trade some of my creatures in for whatever she plays on this turn, and then play stuff that doesn't die to Flame Strike, like Lightspawn, and or Silver Moon Guardian. Questing Adventure, well that's gonna die. Wolf Rider, getting rid of the Flesh Eating Ghoul, very smart. Okay. Well, here we go. So I think a sensible move here is to play the Twilight Drake, because that actually survives Flame Strike and high stat. We're going to trade the Shattered Sun Cleric because this guy has a higher maximum health. Kill off the Questing Adventurer. And do I want to play Light Warden? I think now's the time, actually. So Flame Strike here, it wouldn't be the greatest. It would kill my Raptor and my Light Warden. That's fine. I'm still at card advantage after my opponent does that, because the Twilight Drake lived. So, that's why I'm okay with putting this down, and then I can start to grow it on my next turn. It's nice to have this when your opponent has no creatures on the board, because with this fragile health, you don't want there to be a creature that can just kill it, and, you know, end of story. So now my opponent's in a bit of trouble. She can Flame Strike and use that to less than good effect, or she can, well, she can just play a bunch of creatures. Well, that's also a good move, so well played by my opponent here. Okay, so let me think here. We could heal something to buff this. That would allow it to trade with the Sorcerer's Apprentice. I could just kill everything he has, really. Or I could use a Shadow Word Pain. Now the problem is, if I do all this trading, I might then everything dies to Flame Strike, including the Twilight Drake. Well, I don't want to play the Panther. That does just die to Flame Strike. Shadow Word Pain, I could use, but I'd rather just trade up. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll heal this, so we can kill the Sorcerer's Apprentice and lift a tell about it. Kill that, and we'll just trade away the Light Warden. I mean, it is after all a 1-drop, so I don't care that much. Notice how having 3 health would have been really good there. So for my remaining 5 mana, let's play a Silver Moon Guardian, because this survives against Flame Strike. My opponent does not have enough mana yet to pop Divine Shield and Flame Strike, and we're still at card advantage here, 3 cards to 7. Flame Strike only goes so far. Well, I'm actually happy to see that, because that doesn't really do anything. I mean, it saves her 7 health. I was going to attack for 7 to the face, so this was like a heal 7 for 1 mana. Which just goes to show, by the way, how bad healing spells are. That was 7 health for 1 mana, and I'm still not impressed. Alright, my opponent's going to actually go for the gold here. I think that was a mistake, because playing this left her without enough mana to Fire Blast, so now I can kill all these things and that dude. I'm going to make a conservative play here. I'm actually going to trade a creature. I could have traded my Divine Shield, but again, I don't want to lose this guy to Flame Strike if I don't have to. I think it's important to start healing every turn. So we'll play this, and with 6 mana, we'll play... I don't want to play another thing that dies, so we'll just play the Lightspawn. Sad to have 2 mana left over, but that's okay. So basically, my opponent can hero ability the Divine Shield off this, and then play Flame Strike and get this down to 1/1. That's if she has Flame Strike. She's only got 2 cards. And I really do need to keep healing every turn in case she draws like a Fireball and a Pyroblast. I don't want her to just instantly win the game. Alright, looks like she's got some Flame Strike here. That would be a good card to play here because it would reduce my impact. But my opponent's actually going to play Sunwalker. Aha! Well... in that case, Shadow Word Pain does not deal with it. It's got 4 attack, but I think a sensible move is to pop the Divine Shield, kill it. Let's heal the Twilight Drake so that if it... oh no, wait, I just want to heal my own stuff. Screw that. I'll just heal myself here. And pass the turn. So the Lightspawn can be finished off, but that's okay. I've got pretty good cards back here. Very resistant to Flame Strike. And I've got removal.
Don't mess with Tusker. Drink with me.
He's gonna Panda up, so he gets a lot of Tuskers. That's nice.
Mess with Tusker.
Uh-oh. I think that got bugged. The Panda bug makes this happen when you put it back into your hand, but I think my opponent actually paid the mana and played this thing. Maybe if you do it too fast, it gets screwed up. Well, folks, this has been quite the game here. First, we had a bug and couldn't get into the arena, and into our first match. Now this is happening.
My apologies.
Crap. I think the game is hung. Yep, I think the game is hung here. So, this is a very tricky situation because we're kind of in a game of chicken here, since the opponent's timer clearly isn't running right now. We're in a game of chicken because basically whoever concedes will take the loss for the game. But yeah, my opponent... Oh god, this is terrible. My opponent's not going to want to concede because she's lost anyway. She's got nothing to lose. She could just like walk away from the computer and see if I'll concede and give up a clearly won game. I mean, I could lose this, but like, let's see, the light spawn would have died to the hero ability, so I could kill the panda, heal this up, kill that, leave her with 2 1/1s, play like a Mogushin Warden down. Yeah, I clearly won this game. Alright, well, I think... Jesus. Do I take the loss in the arena? Yeah, I'm just going to take the loss. I don't see any better way out. Oh no, does this not actually work? Well, I tried. I really tried. I was even willing to lose the game so that we could both live on. Let's take a screenshot here. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. Okay, so take a screenshot of the game in its frozen state. Yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I guess I could quit Hearthstone and come back in? That would work. Alright, we're gonna do it. Whatever, man. I want to keep playing the arena, and taking a loss instead of a win is a little bit sad due to a bug, but it's fine. So, quite a lot of interesting stuff happening in this run. Let's go ahead and log back in to Hearthstone a second time. That bug, by the way, I'm pretty sure was related to the panda, because we've all known there was that bug when you put cards back into your hand. Sometimes they freeze in the middle of the board, and it looks like potentially what happens is that if you play the creature back too fast, then you cause the game to crash. So anyway, you see I took a loss there. That's a bit sad, but hey, that's the point of these videos, is win or lose, you get to see what happens. And what happens sometimes is the game's in beta and gets bugged out. Okay, let's see who our next opponent is. As always, we'll play just a couple of games here. I'll count that as a game because it took a while. We'll play a couple of games, and then if you're enjoying how the arena's running, the rest of the games are going to be shown in a separate video. Here we're up against Nazdal the Paladin. Well, this is a decent start. We'll ship the 6-mana card back, but other than that, we'll play 1, 2, 3, looks like. Oh, I hate playing this with 2 health. It's just... Good news against Paladins, like, it's not that easy for my opponent to kill it. He could have, like, the charging merfolk, the bluegill warrior, but other than that, I'm pretty safe. These 1/1 recruits take a little while to kill this, and hopefully I'll have something that needs healing in time to buff this and trade up. My opponent has a coin play. Alright. Argent Protector. So he's actually going to waste the Argent Protector's ability there just to try to trade against this Light Warden. So one techie option I could do here is I could swing with the Light Warden on my opponent, heal him, make this a 3/2, and then have them trade. Is that better or worse than playing a Bloodfen Raptor? Well, the problem is if I play a Bloodfen Raptor, my opponent just kills the Light Warden for free, and then he can also trade against the Bloodfen Raptor. I don't have any Power Word shields here. Although, my next turn I can actually play Ironfur Grizzly, protect the Bloodfen Raptor, and try to use the Grizzly to kill this thing. I mean, we're looking pretty far ahead here. This is like fucking chess. No, I think we'll just do this trick. We'll heal my opponent back up, cause this to get buffed, and just trade my 1 for his 2. So I've lost my second turn, but he used his coin, so I've got the advantage being the first player here. Let's see what he has to like continue on with. Oh, looks like he has a buff. He's got Divine Shield. Well, touche, sir. Touche. That was well played. So he spent a creature and another card to kill my creature. So that's fine. I think I'm okay with that. I think it's okay. So what we're going to do here is actually play Scarlet Crusader. This is, I think, the most efficient way to get rid of this guy. I'm sure the recruit could actually then kill the Scarlet Crusader, but remember, I've got this bear coming in behind it. I don't need to put the bear out front and try to kill this guy. See what you did there, sir. I see what you did there. That is unfortunate. So I can't quite get through this bear is the issue. Or sorry, this monkey. I can get it down to 1 health. Well, I could use Shadow Madness, but the awkward thing is Shadow Madness doesn't really do much. It just, well, okay, so Shadow Madness is interesting. I could steal the monkey. With the monkey on my side, I could then kill this and pop my Divine Shield and then flip the monkey back over to him. But then you can just use the monkey to kill my newly popped Scarlet Crusader, which sounds really bad. So, I don't think Shadow Madness works here. I think I just have to do this. I'm not going to pop the Divine Shield voluntarily, because if I do, then he can trade... Well, no, I guess he can't. I guess my bear's in the way. Do I want to pop this thing voluntarily? That can't be right. I'm going to pass the turn. I'll pass the turn. I'd say my opponent won the opening there. He did a very smart move, wasting the Battle Cry and the coin, but he had the monkey coming up, which enabled him to stop me from getting good value. Oh god, this could get ugly. This could get really ugly. So my opponent actually can use the Argent Protector now to kill my bear. God damn it. Ugh, this is just awful. This thing still doesn't die to the Scarlet Crusader. Jeez. Well, the Shattered Sun Cleric is kind of an obvious move here. I could just then finally kill this terrible monkey. Jesus Christ. Another option, I could try Shadow Madness or Holy Nova. So let's think. If I use Shadow Madness, what I can do is I can steal this, and then I can kill the Young Priestess with it, get it down to 1 health, and then use this Divine Shield to kill this Raid Leader. And then the monkey sends back, it's going to be a 1/1, and then he'll be able to kill off my Scarlet Crusader. And that was my turn, and then he has this whole turn, and then that. Now, another option is I could play Holy Nova. If I play Holy Nova, I can kill all this stuff. We're actually going to do it, even though it might seem a bit risky to do. Oh, no, I don't kill all of his stuff. This stays at 1 health, but then we trade. It seems risky to do, because then now his 1/1s are safe, because I don't have any more Holy Novas in here, but that seemed like a good move. I guess with Shadow Madness, I would have also had... I would have been able to kind of eventually trade everything off. Oh, man, that's a tough call. Basically, the bottom line is there was nothing good for me to do there. Noble Sacrifice. And Blessing of Kings. Oh, my god. Well, I can no longer Shadow Madness that. And I actually have a bit of a difficult time dealing with this thing. Shadow Word Pain. It's the wrong Shadow Word. Oh, my god. This is a disaster. We're gonna play this. I don't want to play the... Oh, it's Repentance. Interesting. Well, actually, that doesn't even matter. Oh, boy. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to play the Ooze, because what if my opponent has a True Silver Champion later? I don't want to play this. It just totally wastes the buff. This is going to trade either way. Well, you know what? I'm going to play it anyway, though, because I'd rather waste the buff than than avoid putting a body on the board. You saw how good it was for my opponent. He used that Argent Protector. He wasted the Battle Cry, but... it was still really good for him. Oh, fuck, another monkey. God damn it. Honest to God. I bet that is Noble Sacrifice now. Oh, shitsicles. Well, let's think very, very, very carefully. I could still now steal this monkey, but I don't want to run it into the Raid Leader, because that's probably Noble Sacrifice. So what I want to do is throw my Shattered Sun Cleric at his minion to flesh out the Noble Sacrifice, then... kill... Oh, jeez. Okay, I think that's the right move. That's got to be it. I mean, I could Shadow Word Pain, but no, this seems fine. I wanna get rid of more of his stuff. So we're going to... oh my god, I forgot it's not buffed anymore. Oh shit. Well, we have to keep on going. So it's not Noble Sacrifice. It's still not... Oh, I see. It's Redemption. Wow, he's played 2 secrets. Neither of which were Noble Sacrifice. That is fucking crazy. Okay, we're going to... Shadow Madness. That was not the right move there. I really forgot it, was going to stop being buffed. So we're gonna kill off the monkey. Heal this. Oh, this game is a fucking disaster zone. Let's just kill that thing off. Okay. Somehow I'm actually not doing that badly. Thanks to Holy Nova and Shadow Madness, I'm actually doing okay. He's got a minion and 2 cards. I have a minion and 3. I cannot do anything about that. There's nothing I can do about that. Nothing. Shadow Word Pain. More like Shadow Word Suck, am I right? This is going to be just a 4/4. That's terrible. It dies to that. Oh, my god. Oh, man. This is just one of those games. I'll play this anyway. Yeah, I'll hang on to the ooze. Okay, this is terrible. I don't even... this Sunwalker is just so insanely good, I can't even handle it. Wind Fairy Harpy. Wow, that's another 4-power creature. Jesus Christ! Oh my god. This game. This game. My opponent is like, I don't even give a shit about your creatures. You can run into me, bitch. Okay, do I have anything? Mind Control. I can top deck my 1 Mind Control here, and if I steal this, I can actually hold on against this Wind Fairy Harpy and everything. Abomination. Not really what I need, but sure, we'll play that. Seems fine. No need to run my guys into anything. Let's just do that. Sit on my really awesome removal cards. I was so happy to get these, and they're just pretty bad right now. Oh, God. Oh, God. At least when this dies, the Divine Shield pops. That's good. So I've got 18 cards in here. All I need is 1 Mind Control. That's all I ask for is 1 Mind Control, and everything will be fine.
I wonder.
Alright, my opponent will kill that by popping the Divine Shields. His 1/1 minions die. He makes a new one. Okay. Got a secret. Oh god, is that Noble Sacrifice? Oh man, what if like that was Noble Sacrifice after all this time? When I really desperately need it not to be Noble Sacrifice so I could kill off both of his creatures, it's Noble Sacrifice. Boulder Fist Ogre. Oh man, well, I just have to hope it's not Noble Sacrifice. Oh, of course it's Noble Sacrifice! Ah, Jesus Christ. God damn it. Ugh. Well, healing this is no good. It'll still die to his shit, so I'm gonna have to... God, fucking... This game. We're gonna heal myself. I can't hold out any longer. I have to play this ooze. So he can deal 8 damage to me, but if he has any kind of a buff, like a Blessing of Might or a Blessing of Kings, it's insta-win because of the Wind Fury. Dormant Champion's a pretty good card. Not quite enough to kill me just yet. He can deal 12 damage. Still alive. Oh my god. This game hurts my soul. Well, we can do everything here, so let's do this. We have to obviously kill the Stormwind Champion. Oh my god, this actually got healed by the buff. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, that's the game. Oh my god, I cannot believe how bad this arena is. This is the worst arena I have ever... Yeah, this is it. Well, this is worse than the 0-3 Warrior arena. I mean, it's looking like it's going to be a 0-3 Priest arena. Fuck the second video. I'm sorry, the timestamp's going to be longer than 30 minutes. Whatever. We're going to do another game. Oh my god. I'm sure that game I could have done things a bit differently, like either using Holy Nova or Shadow Madness at different times, but he had 2 secrets that weren't Noble Sacrifice, and I played around Noble Sacrifice. Then when I finally needed it not to be Noble Sacrifice, it was Noble Sacrifice. Oh my goodness! That was terrible. Okay, let's go ahead and see about this hand. We got Durbrook. I don't want to keep Mind Vision, because it's just going to steal a coin, probably. Don't want to keep Cult Master. It's early. This is a really great 3-drop, though, against Hunters, so we'll ship those things back. Okay. Oh my god. Wind Fairy Harpy beat me down. Sunwalker came down when I had no way to deal with it. Oh, that game was just everything that could possibly go wrong. You know what? I feel like if there's any kind of karmic balance in this universe, I now just deserve 9 wins in a row, because the first game I was going to win and then disconnected, and that game was just insanity. It was one of those games where you don't get like beat down, like your opponent gets like a really crushing start or whatever and just beats you down. No, it was like a slow, simmering burn. I'm not gonna Shadow Word Pain that. We'll just pass the turn. Let's see. My opponent still has the coin. This only cost 1 mana, so he could play something good at some point here and get off to a fast start. But this should hold the fort pretty well, and I can always Shadow Word Pain this later if I really desperately need to. Nope, my opponent's got nothing, just a steady shot. Fair enough. So, we'll play our uber quality creature here. Had I had this on my last turn, I totally would have played it. Hunters do have weapons, but they're rare and epic, so I wouldn't hold the ooze against them. I could have actually played the ooze against that paladin. He never did draw any True Silver Champions against me, so having it on the board, I would have been able to kill the Sunwalker that turn. Or the Wind Fury Harpy that turn. He had Noble Sacrifice. That could have brought me back into the game, perhaps. He then still had a Stormwind champion, but my old Boulderfist Ogre could have taken care of it. Yeah, I could have done things differently that game. Even in that ridiculous, awful, terrible game, I could have done things differently. Okay, well, here the choice is really easy. Shadow Word Pain is just amazingly good against this guy with Divine Shield. So let's not forget to deal 3 damage to his Shield Bearer. And I'll play an Ooze. I think that is better here than drawing a card and shielding my Scarlet Crusader. So multi-shot here would kill the Ooze and pop Divine Shield, but it'd be his whole turn, and it wouldn't be that great. Ah, that's a very good card for my opponent. You can kill my 3/2. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, that's not right at all. I think you need to just kill the creature. So now this creature gets to do stuff. So that was a bit of a tactical blunder by my opponent. We'll play the Merfolk. And you know what? Since I've got nothing else to do with my mana, let's even give it Power Word Shield and draw a card. Holy no, that'll be nice to have later on. Let's do it the right way here. Let's do this, and this, and heal, and then attack. Well, I would say that I won that opening pretty squarely. There's really nothing a hunter could have that's that great at this point. Multi-shot would kill 2 of these for all of his turn. Explosive Trap would kill 2 of them. I guess Explosive Trap would be the best. Yeah, I'd kill 2 for just 2 mana. Okay, what does he have here? He's got the Charger. That's fine. All my guys trade for it, so it's okay. And that was most of his turn. Granted, he's got 2 mana left. He could still do something. He needs to kill, like, something that I have. He's gonna kill that thing? Okay. Yeah, he could not ignore me. Just because you're a hunter doesn't mean you don't get to play sensibly. He forgot to steady shot. Okay, well, it looks like my opponent might be a little bit of a newer player. I could play Light Warden and heal myself, but that leaves me with 3 mana, which is kind of awkward. I'd much rather just play the taunt. I could still play this. Yeah, we'll play it. That's fine. If my opponent plays Explosive Trap, then he's going to kill a bunch of stuff, but I think he would have played Explosive Trap last turn with the 2 mana that he forgot to steady shot me with, if he had it. So we'll be risky to Explosive Trap, but other than that, it should be fine. This guy with Holy Nova can actually get really big, because if you like damage your creatures, and then Holy Nova heals more than one thing at once, it's strong. This, of course, you can't remain damaged after running into it, because it just auto-kills you. So I'll probably be trading my Scarlet Crusader. At this point, it's a 3/1 rather than a 3/2. I don't have any pandas in my deck, so I'm not going to be popping this back into my hand or anything. So I might as well just use it to kill his Cobra. Okay, well, this is actually... Well, okay, this could have been Deathwing, which is not great. This could have been Lorewalker Cho, which is not great. So even though it is not great, since it's either hurting me a lot or by the time I play it, healing my opponent, I think it was the best of the legendaries I could have taken there. Let's go ahead and heal myself. I think Cult Master seems reasonable here. Let's draw a card. Mind Vision? That could actually be good. I think did my opponent spend his coin? I don't know, but it's worth playing. Okay, well, that's great. Why didn't he... I think my opponent might be a bit of a newer player. He had this in his hand and he had 2 mana left over one turn. Unless this was a recent top deck. He should have just played it. I mean, yes, it's wasting the Battle Cry, but... The Paladin beat me specifically because he was willing to waste Battle Cries. Okay, I forgot to play around Explosive Shot, but then my opponent killed everything except for my Cult Master, giving me 3 cards. Don't think that was really good. He should have moved over a little bit and killed my Cult Master there. I guess, given that I forgot to play around Explosive Shot, it's lucky that my Cult Master wasn't touching my Ascension. Okay, well, with all those cards I drew off the Cult Master, the Twilight Drake seems like a solid play. Let's play Silver Moon Guardian and swing with my Cult Master. And we're threatening lethal damage here with plenty of life to spare. I could even actually steal a creature of his if I need to for swinging for even more damage. We'll see what he's got. This is pretty strong. It can steal things of 3 or less.
Well played. Well fought.
Alright, that's it.
Well played.
Just can't steal anything with 4 or less. Alright, Durbrook spares me the shame of having another... okay, I thought the game was going to crash again. Spares me the shame of another 0-3 arena being posted onto my channel. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I started playing... You know what, whatever. I'm sorry for the length of this video. I'm just sorry. Maybe I'll lose, and then it'll only be one video. Maybe I'll do an old school. Maybe I'll just do an old school, everything in one. Yeah. You know what? I apologize to those of you who really like the format of, you know, first 2 games in one video, rest of the games in another. Fuck it. We're just gonna finish off this arena. I have a feeling it's gonna be short. I just need only one unlucky loss, and it's over. So it's not gonna be very long anyway. And if it does go the distance, well, then wouldn't that be fucking exciting? Alright, we're up against Kraz the Warlock. Really strong hand here. Holy ball sacks, ball sacks, ball sacks. This is an amazing hand. Well, watch me lose now with this amazing hand. But Mind Vision on turn 1 is great when you're second, because you cannot steal the coin. So you're guaranteed to get a card of some sort. What the heck? Oh god, we got the Elven Archer turn 1 play here. Notice how much better this would have been if he'd waited. He could have pinged this and then traded into it. Instead, I just get to keep that creature alive. So it's Mind Vision. You know, I feel like I'm not sure about this. Blood Imp. Wow. Do I coin that out? Yeah, we're gonna coin that out. Before the account wipe last month, I feel like the coin didn't go into your hand until your turn started, when you were the second player, and what that meant is that if the first player Mind Vision, the coin wasn't in the second player's hand yet, so a turn 1 Mind Vision could not steal the coin. Now, I believe that is how it worked. So that little change where like the coin kind of goes into your hand at the beginning is you know, it's a not insignificant one. It actually has an effect on gameplay, where the first player doesn't want to Mind Vision for fear of having like a 1 in 4 or a 1 in 5 chance of stealing coin, which is just awful. Okay, well, this is pretty good. I feel like using the coin for this was well justified, so this thing is now a little bit sturdier. Okay, my opponent's got nothing. He should have life tapped. Or when you're at full health, you're going to life tap. I mean, if you're not going to life tap when you're at full health, when are you going to life tap? I'm going to hang on to this because it's a trick, so we're going to play this instead. Did he even attack me? I think he must have, but we're going to kill the creature. Seems like a pretty good use of my time. Don't need to attack with that Blood Imp. Now, my opponent could have Hellfire, but it would only kill my Blood Imp and my Raptor. He's got the Grunt. Okay, fair enough. So the Blood Imp is really good for my opponent here, because at a 2-2, my Harvest Golem could have owned this, but at a 2-3, I can't. I'd have to trade my creature into it. Well, I do have a lot of... Oh my god, are you really going to attack with... No, don't attack with your Blood Imp. Thank you. Okay, so lots of options here. One option is I could heal my Bloodfen Raptor up to 3-3, and then I could kill the Grunt with it, and then swing with the Golem. Another option is I could play the Shattered Sun Cleric, make this a 3-5, and then just kill the Grunt that way. Another option is to play the Cult Master and trade intentionally to get a card. I feel like I don't need cards though, so we're actually gonna use the Shattered Sun Cleric here. Keep as many creatures as we can on the board. I'm actually pretty safe against Hellfire, because really only the Blood Imp and the Raptor die to it. The Harvest Golem springs back and the Shattered Sun Cleric just survives. Well, actually, if he does play Hellfire, he's gonna swing the Blood Imp into this, and then play Hellfire. Corruption, okay. Well, this is actually probably the least bad I've ever seen Corruption be, which is not exactly sterling praise. I wish I had kept this thing back, though, because now it would be nice to have it. Because I have 3 things that deal 3 damage, and then this thing has 4 health. That's a bit sad. Right, well, let's see what I can get here. Flesh-eating Ghoul? Only one thing's going to die this turn. Let's play something a bit more aggressive, I think. We will cash these things in. Keep this thing at 4 health. So it... Oh yeah, right. It's dead anyway. You know, that was a mistake. I'm sorry. I should have used it because it was gonna die to take the damage. That way I could have spared a point of damage on one of these guys. That was a mistake. Oops. Okay. So anyway, wow. Blood Imp and Light Spawn. I mean, this is a Warlock card and a Priest card, but it's a combo because the Light Spawn's actually a 6/6. I did not actually even realize that. Okay, he's gonna give me that trade. Fair enough. Okay. Well, I think the time has come for the Cult Master to do some work. Let's trade this in. And let's also trade this in. gonna keep the blood up around because it's pumping my light spawn. Swing for 6 damage, and pass the turn. Hellfire I'm actually a little bit vulnerable to. It would really hurt the light spawn and then kill everything else. But it would damage my opponent as well, and I could always heal the light spawn back up. And my opponent's getting pretty low on life. What is he trying to do? Drain life? What is he? Odo! Oh jeez! Oh jeez! My opponent cast Drain Life on himself, so he dealt 2 damage to himself and gained 2 health. That is not advisable. I think he pointed at the Blood Imp, not realizing it was stealthed, and then he clicked on himself. Well, I guess that's what happens when you lose 2 games in a row. You end up playing against some interesting players. Let's play the Twilight Drake while it's still good. We'll just... I guess... I don't need to draw any cards. Yeah, we'll just play the Panther. This is fine. Swing, swing, swing. Does 1 damage from this make a difference? Nope. We'll pass the turn. Alright, Hellfire would be pretty strong for my opponent, but it would damage him down to 3 health, so Holy Nova almost finishes him off. I just need like a swing from the Twilight Drake or even a neutered light spawn, and then I'd be able to finish him off. Oh my gosh, he drained life himself. Well, he could have cast Drain Life on what? I mean, there was nothing else to cast it on, really. Was this already around? I can't remember if this happened before or after he did Drain Life. But yeah, he didn't have any good targets. Alright, Violet Teacher, he's got some good cards in his deck. No, fine cards. He didn't attack. Oh, Jesus. Well, he should have attacked, you know, either me or my Cult Master or something. Attacking nothing is never the right idea. Well, okay, I take it back. I'm sure there are some cases where it's best to attack nothing. Like if you're up against a paladin and they might have like a noble sacrifice or like an explosive trap. Oh, here's a really good example. Okay, here's a good example. Let's say you're a mage. You're trying to burn out your opponent who is also a mage and has a secret in play. You don't want to attack into her because it might be Ice Barrier giving her 8 life. But Ice Barrier only triggers when you're attacked, not when you're targeted, so you can burn out your opponent with spells and their Ice Barrier will never trigger. Okay, Blazor the Mage. This hand is not nearly as good as the last one, and since I'm first, I'm going to play it a bit safe. Let's just mulligan everything. Those are good cards and all, but I really do want to get some early plays if I can. Mind Vision. Well, got a 1 in 5 chance of getting a coin. Yeah, well... What the... Oh, this is... okay, that's Power Word Shield. That's actually not Mind Vision. I saw it was a priest card. It cost 1 mana. Sure, it says Power Word Shield, but, you know, honest mistake, guys. Honest mistake. Okay, lots of bad things can happen if I play this wolf, but I'm not going to play around, you know, whatever. I don't know, actually, how he would kill the wolf. I mean, Frostbolt, obviously, but, like, I'm not sure how he could buff these at just 2 mana. Okay, so you're just going to play that thing. Fair enough. Well, I have a couple of options here. Shattersun Cleric uses up all my mana, but the problem is this thing still gets killed by the Fairy Dragon and by Frostbolt. I think this guy might actually be the ticket here. Going to kill this. Now, Power Word Shield is interesting. If I put it on the wolf, the hero ability can kill this guy. If I put it on this guy, the Fairy Dragon can kill the wolf. And the Fairy Dragon can kill him too. But I draw a card for it, so I don't mind. This is basically a way of saying, like, if you want this to die, you need to use your Fairy Dragon and let me keep my wolf. It's also emotionally unappealing to trade a 3/2 for a 2/2. It just feels wrong. And so some players won't do that. He's going to play a Taunt. Well, that's pretty good for my opponent, that is. He can now kill my 3/3, and he can kill my wolf too, because that would turn this down into a 2/3. So he can kill either one, and then this guy will stand in the way. Luckily for me, I drafted Shattered Sun Cleric. Self-props, woo! Because Shattered Sun Cleric is a good card. Giving yourself +1/+1 is a big deal. So I could play Lightspawn also, but it seems very, very, very good to do this and just get a free kill on his creature. Will I play Light Warden? Sure. So, Blizzard, I'm a bit vulnerable to. I don't think... Did my opponent play the coin? I don't think he's played his coin yet. No, he played Mirror Image, Fairy Dragon... Tauren Warrior. Yeah, he still has his coin. He could coin out a Blizzard, but that's a rare card, and this will still live. So I'll play into it, as it were. This guy's a bit damaged, which is nice. I can heal him next turn if he lives to get there. And then this guy will be a 3/2 for 1 mana. You know, I'd honestly... You know what? I really like Mana Worm. Mana Worm is the 1/3 that gets a bonus whenever you play a spell. It's a mage card. I think the reason I like that so much is it's better to have a 2/3 for 1 mana than a 3/2 for 1 mana, because it's just a little bit more fragile. Right, well, this could be Vaporize, although that is a rare. If it is, what's my least valuable creature? Honestly, it's this one, because it's standing to die to the Worgen. So what we're going to do is, yeah, we're going to heal up, get a bonus, throw away my 1-drop, potentially. Vaporize, okay, there it is. Keeping my more sturdy creatures on the board. Swing, swing, and I'm going to play a bear to stop the Worgen from trading into my Shattered Sun Cleric and being finished off with hero ability. I mean, killing the bear is also good with the Worgen and plus hero ability, but that's 2/5 of her mana. Fireball, wow, Fireball and my 2-drop. That is not something with which I have a problem. Here's coin, is it a Frostbolt? Woo! Papa Boris calls him like... Okay, that was, I have to admit, not the hardest thing in the world to call, but still. Shadow Word Death, alright. That would have been good like 3 games ago. Let's go ahead and swing. Play my most expensive thing, and sadly nothing else I have is playable. Pass the turn there. Alright, well, I have 2 cards to 1 on the board, 3 cards to 3 in the hand. Bit of a life gain. So more small stuff I can kill with Holy Nova, a big thing I can kill with Shadow Word Death.
I am the blade of
Ah. Alright, I can actually kill that. Do I want to kill that? That's the tricky thing. You know what? I never saw any Temple Enforcers in this draft. Oh, that's so sad. Twilight Drake. It's a 4/4. Yeah. Okay, we'll play it. Sure, we'll use this. And we'll swing for 8 damage. Slap damage. Got 9/12 damage. My opponent's at 17 health. 14 if you count Holy Nova. I mean, it's a bit dicey for my opponent here. Fireball. Alright. Okay with those expensive removal spells. Ice Lance. Alright, fair enough. And he's going to finally reveal the Worgen. Alright, to kill off my Shattered Sun Cleric. Okay. Well, I'd say I have the advantage here. Although, you know, it's interesting because I couldn't quite get this up to be a 4/5. A Flame Strike would really hurt me. Because in 1 turn from now, my opponent will have enough mana to pop the Divine Shield and then Flame Strike. Luckily, the Harvest Golem will still live, so that's good. Hopefully I'll draw like one of my big cards here, like Boulder Fist Ogre or Mind Control. Arcane Explosion. Ah, that's a good way to kill off my Scarlet Crusader. And what's the last card? Show me your last card! Show me, show me! Frostbolt. Nope. Nope. Wow, pointing it every which way. Careful where you point that thing, son! Okay. What is that? Polymorph? No, how is he pointing it at everything? I don't know what it was. It could have been like a healer, maybe? No, I don't know. Blazor the Mage. It's a good mage name. Alright, he decides not to play it after all. Well, I'm not going to play Flesh Eating Ghoul here. That seems clear, because it just dies to Flame Strike. I don't want to give my opponent even more ways to get back, or any ways to get back in this game if I don't have to. If my opponent drops something and I end up trading, then I'll play the Flesh Eating Ghoul to have it grow big. Ah, Questing Adventure. Alright, what has he got? Dark Iron Dwarf. That's why he was pointing it every which way. He wanted to play it, but then he realized he had to buff one of my creatures to do that. I see. Well, can I win right here? We have to check very carefully. Mind Control seems pretty good. I can do 4, 6, 7, 8 damage. Not quite enough. But I will totally Mind Control this. That seems like a pretty good move. The Dark Iron Dwarf can trade into it. That's actually fine by me. Unless, you know, if he draws Flame Strike... Yeah, Flame Strike would actually get my opponent back in the game because everything of mine would die, the Golem would come back, she could ping it off and have a 4/4. So I will take a little bit of a conservative play here. We're just going to do that, heal up my guy back up to 3, and then pass the turn. So if Flame Strike clears everything out, I can then replay with Flesh Eating Ghoul, and I get the card. So my opponent would have to have very, very, very good top decks. Interesting. Shooting my Golem? What's the idea here? Pine-sized Summoner. Ah, well, that is not going to help my opponent, I'm afraid. I think we can win now. So we play the Flesh Eating Ghoul. We play Holy Nova. And the Questing Adventure gets big enough to deliver the kill. Alright, good game, Blazor, the excellently named mage. What are we up to? 2 wins? 3 wins? 2 wins. We got the Hunter, the Warlock, and the Mage. All seem to be a bit of a newer caliber of players. Did the game crash again? No, it keeps like faking me out and making me think it crashed when it didn't actually crash. Alright, so, quick recap if you're just joining us. I don't know why somebody would be joining in the middle of this video, but whatever. The first game I was going to win, probably, and then a bug caused the game to hang, and in order to keep the arena going, I decided to be the one to quit and get the loss. Second game will haunt my dreams for years to come, and then we played 3 relatively newer players, and got 3 pretty easy wins. So let's see if we can sneak a 4th win in here and be officially above average. We're up against another mage, Tanko. Alright, not Blazor. That's too bad. I wanted to play Blazor again. Oh god, Shadow Madness. I feel like I can't mulligan that. I mean, we've seen it be kind of awkward and not that great, but at the same time, it can be really good. I mean, it's sort of like 4 mana, sometimes, kill 2 of your opponent's creatures. I am correctly realizing this is Power Word Shield, not Mind Vision, therefore I will pass the turn without making a fool of myself. Let's close the gate. Guys, we're closing the gate on failure. Alright, that's no longer an option. Let's go see what my opponent wants to do. Nothing, that's great. Play the Bloodfan Raptor. A bit awkward. I got 3 4-mana cards and 3 mana next turn, so I can Power Word Shield and buff this up. But I might not have anything else to do. Well, actually, that gave me a turn. That's great. Alexstrasza. We're going to buff this up and draw a card. Even if the card is bad, I could have healed this after killing his grunt, but actually, I'd rather play the Ooze. At 3 mana, I'm not afraid of what a mage could do against 2 creatures. It's not like a mage could coin out a multi-shot or anything. Or play Forked Lightning. Like against a shaman, I might not have done this. Uh-oh. She have a secret? Nope, no secret. Okay. Well, let's go ahead, I think, here and play the Twilight Drake before it gets bad. It's 4/5, so it's a Chillwind Yeti. We're going to trade the Ooze, the reason being this guy can be healed. So I might as well give up the less good creature. Swing for 3. Well, I'd say I won the opening. I mean, not that I'm going to win the game, but I definitely won the opening here. I ended up with creatures on the board. I killed some of her stuff, excuse me. This is not an impressive turn. I can just kill that as well, and in fact, shall do so. Let's go ahead and play Lightspawn here. Seems like a good move. So, my opponent would actually have to spend a pretty expensive spell to kill this Lightspawn. Either Polymorph or Fireball is what a mage would have to do here. Of course, Silence also works. Sorcerer's Apprentice, let's see what the follow-up is. Is it a cheap spell? Is there a secret? Nope, no secret. Okay, lots of options here. I think this is the best one, though. So here is Shadow Madness at its finest. We're gonna do that. So I just killed 2 creatures. We'll hold on to the Shadow Word Pain. Let's heal up the Drake. The reason being that puts it above Flame Strike. I can't remember if my opponent's already used the coin. I don't think she has. I think she still has the coin. Could be wrong, but I think she still has the coin, so I want to have 2 creatures that survive a Flame Strike in the event of that eventuality. Okay, well, my opponent got very frustrated. So, we're up to 4 wins as Priest. We're above average. Now, I've had very good success with Priest since the patch. You know, at some point, I'm going to have to stop saying since the wipe. Like, that's so long ago that I'm sure some people watching this are like, what wipe? What, wipe your butt? What are you talking about? Anyway, since the buffs to Priest that came with the account wipe about a month ago, I've done really well. I had 2 9-win arenas, I think 2 8-wins arenas, maybe 3 8-wins or 3 9-wins, and then like 2 or 3 6-wins. So my success rate as a percentage is a bit low because of those 6 wins, but the average wins with Priest is really high for me. It's like 7.5. So this arena might bring that down, but I will make an excuse. I will shamefacedly make an excuse that first game shouldn't have happened. Alright, we're playing a 3rd mage in a row. That's a different one, Curry Rage. I would have actually loved to play either Tanko or Blazor. Those were both fun opponents. I will send this back. These are both good 3-drops. I'm going to keep them both. So, Shadow Word Pain, very, very good early card. It'll kill just about anything they'll play in the early game. Cult Master, not the greatest right here. It's not going to be worth more than a card for a good long while here. Elven Archer, well, that's encouraging. I really think... I'm going to sound like an elitist asshole here, but I really think only, less skilled players play Elven Archer on turn 1. First of all, you're giving up a chance to deal damage to a creature. Second of all, they're up against a priest. I might not have anything to do on turn 2, and then this just did absolutely nothing. It's a 1/1 for 1. And I didn't have anything to do. I'm not going to Shadow Word Pain that. Okay, well, this is off to a pretty good start. Let's play the... okay. So, assuming my opponent has removal, what would I rather have die? The Flesh-Eating Ghoul or the Grizzly? The Grizzly taunts, and that can have value. The Flesh-Eating Ghoul can get really out of control, though, and win the game. So I guess I'd rather have the Grizzly die than the Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Let's see if my opponent has the Frostbolt or some other wacky means. Coin Dark Iron Dwarf would do the job. Oh man, how good am I at predicting calls? Oh, I'm so good! Baby, I'm so good! Woo! Who just called that? Now, it's not like this is that great, because this Dark Iron Dwarf can't be Madnessed, can't be Pained, kills the Ghoul. Even the Lightspawn, my opponent could trade into it. Oh man, this is bad though. She can pop Divine Shield. Wow, my opponent single-handedly won the opening with the Dark Iron Dwarf on an Elven Archer. I guess, you know what, maybe I should stop being such an elitist asshole. I mean, maybe that vindicated the Elven Archer. That really screwed me over. Alright, Water Elemental, very solid card. It does mean that my Lightspawn's going to get to kill the Dwarf here. Ooh, I could Shadow Madness this. Gotta think about that for just a second. So if I Shadow Madness it, I can get the Dwarf down to 1 health and freeze it on its turn, so it can't attack on its turn. And then this gets down to 2 health. 3/2? No, I don't know. That doesn't seem that great. I think what we'll do is the much simpler plan. Let's just Shadow Word. Whoa! Hang on. Let's play Flesh-Eating Ghoul. And then let's Shadow Word Pain. That is one way in which this is worse than its Shillwind Yeti. The total stats are the same, but Water Elementals die to Shadow Word Pain and Shillwind Yetis don't. Now, what this means is that my Lightspawn can die. By playing the Flesh-Eating Ghoul, I stop myself from healing this, but I'm okay with my opponent spending 2/5 of his turn to kill this off and grow my Flesh-Eating Ghoul even more. Yeah, she's going to do it. So of course, with 3 remaining mana, she could still have a Frostbolt. That's sort of the Flesh-Eating Ghoul's weakness. No Frostbolt. Alright, fan-fiddly-tastic. Here's where I wish I actually had a Grizzly so I could protect this. Then again, in order for me to have had the Grizzly, this thing would have had to die. So, yeah, there's really no getting around it. Unfortunately, I just can't save my Flesh-Eating Ghoul from the Mind Control tech. So, good call by my opponent, quote-unquote wasting the battle cry. We're going to play the Boulder Fist Ogre, though. Against a mage, playing it is not super scary, because there's no mind control or anything. So, either she spends pretty much her entire turn polymorphing and then hero abilitying it, or fireballing it, and then hero abilitying it. Fireball only deals 6 damage, it's not enough. Okay, well, my opponent's going to do the trade, and play a very mediocre card. That's fine by me. Let's think. I could attack into this, heal it up, play Sen'jin. And I can also play a Light Warden as well. Well, that seems like a good move. We'll do that.
In the light's name.
So my Ogre does die to a Flame Strike, but he already killed a creature, and this survives Flame Strike, so the only thing a Flame Strike would really accomplish is killing the Light Warden. I mean, it would take the Boulder Fist Ogre off the board, but it wouldn't be like card advantage. Alright, she had the Flame Strike. That's fine. So, now let's go ahead and rebuild. I think this is a good card. I think healing this is good. I think the Wolf is good. So Flame Strike only kills the Wolf and the Sen'jin now. Granted, if my opponent does have a second Flame Strike, she'd be kind of back in the game. But I'm not going to play around 2 Flame Strikes in a row. I mean, this is sort of playing around it. This guy already survived 1 Flame Strike, and this has a Divine Shield. It's not till next turn that my opponent can pop the Divine Shield and then have the Scarlet Crusader die to Flame Strike. What I'd actually like to see is like a big creature I can send 2 of these things into and draw cards off the Cult Master, because cards are what I could really use right now. Alright, Archmage, that's kind of perfect. Unfortunately, this is only 6 damage here. Fortunately, my shield got popped, so I don't really lose anything now by just charging my stuff in. So we'll keep the Wolf around, that seems okay. Actually, I'm going to heal... Yeah, I think I'm going to heal this up. Let it live, why not? We're going to send in the Scarlet Crusader. Draw a card. Motion Warden could be good later on. We'll kill this off. Now we're gonna swing with the wolf. Okay, so Flame Strike would, you know, do really great things for my opponent. Spell damage, Cone of Cold would kill everything. Blizzard would kill everything. Arcane Explosion is pretty good. I do draw a card though. My opponent messed that up. She should have hero ability'd this first. Then Arcane Explosion would have killed it at the same time as this engine, and then I wouldn't have drawn a card. So my opponent gave me a card I should not have had. Alright, this is actually really unfortunate. I don't have any way to kill this thing. It's really, really heartbreaking. Fuck. Well, let's play the Twilight Drake before that stops being tolerable. Let's attack here. I think we'll want to play this. And let's... Yeah, we'll do this. I'm not really overextending that much. This wolf has already done work, and then the Drake and the Warden survive Flame Strike. The real problem is that my opponent's drawing cards off of Gadsden Auctioneer now. That's very bold, fireballing me rather than killing my creature. Wow. Well, my opponent could have like a Pyroblast or something, I guess. Ice Lance. I'm gonna draw the card. Okay, so she just drew 3 cards and did a bunch of damage to me. But all things considered, it's not that bad. Let's go ahead and kill this guy. So the thing is, if I use my Warden to kill him, then he drops down to where he dies to Flame Strike. If I use my other 2 creatures to kill him, I'm 2 for 1-ing, which is a bit sad. I think I'd rather play into Flame Strike. It's not even that bad, necessarily. Alright, do I play this Ooze? Let's see, this guy survives Flame Strike, this survives Flame Strike, this survives Flame Strike. So there's 3 things here that my opponent could finish off with a hero ability, and Flame Strike. So really, I will go ahead and get a bit aggressive, because this whole thing with burning me in the face, that was a little bit scary. Pyroblast won't win the game unless she has a Frostbolt to back it up. Looks like she does not have that, but she might have a Flame Strike. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, there it is, there it is. So I'm only dealing 4 damage now. This is a pretty good card, actually. I'm going to heal my Warden rather than myself, so that if this thing does die, the Warden survives. I've got 8 damage. Oh man, if my opponent plays a 3 toughness creature, I could Shadow Madness it. Damn it, Nightblade. Well, that's actually, you know, that is a terrible card that is actually okay under these circumstances, because it deals damage to me when it's really important. Okay, so Shadow Madness, all it does is steal this, which is not great. Shadow Word Pain can kill this. Now, I could make a very interesting play. I could actually run the Abomination into the Nightblade. That would kill the Panther. Leave this guy alive with no buddies, and then I would deal 2 damage. Oh man, can I win? 4, 7, 8, 9. I cannot win. Oh, wait a minute, though. Hang on, hang on. If I do deal 9 damage to my opponent, then my opponent can't kill this anymore, because then it would kill her. Well, okay. One non-negotiable move is I have to kill myself, or excuse me, heal myself, because this way, if my opponent gets Pyroblast, she doesn't get to just win the game for free. If my opponent runs the Nightblade into this, then I will actually lose if she has Pyroblast. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go for this. What I'm doing here is I'm just making it so that if my opponent has a Pyroblast, which I suspect she does from that thank you that she gave me, if she kills this guy, she will lose. If she doesn't have a Pyroblast, I'm just gonna Shadow Word Pain and pass the turn. So if she kills this thing, she loses. If she has a Pyroblast, she can draw the game, in which case I believe we both lose, but I'd rather, I mean, it's spiteful, but I'd rather have us both lose than have us one lose. Now, I could have 2 for 1'd into this Nightblade. Oh, okay. No Pyroblast. I could have 2 for 1 into the Nightblade and played around a Pyroblast, but I don't want to play around an Epic when it also poses a really serious risk of making me lose the game myself. Alright, well, I think that was a really good play. I think I've had some misplays here in this arena and on this channel, but that was a really good play. I don't know how many people would have Shadow Madness to 1/3 just to deal a crucial extra 1 point of damage. I mean, I guess it wasn't that hard to spot. I mean, you could see that it made the difference, getting my opponent down to 2 health rather than 3, but still, I think it was a good play, and I'm glad I found it. We got to have our 5th win because of it. Alright, that was 3 mages in a row. Not that I don't like mages, but it'd be nice to have some variety, perhaps? Maybe, I don't know, how about a druid? That would be great. Druid, I'll play another priest. That's not the most fun thing, mirror matchups, you know, with 9 classes in the game. Playing yourself's kind of lame, but a druid, maybe like a... No, it's a mage. This is a different mage. God damn it, it's all 4 different mages. Erwin the mage. Okay, well... God damn it, I don't want to keep Shadow Word Deaths just because one mage played an Amani Berserker and Hero blasted it. We'll keep the Shadow Madness around, send back those not immediately helpful cards, and draw this hand. Well, this is a bit awkward, so basically, if my opponent plays one thing, I can kill it with Shadow Word Pain. If my opponent plays 2 things, I might be able to kill them with Shadow Madness, but if my opponent plays nothing and goes to the late game, I'm going to be in trouble. This stealth is really, really good. It's actually preventing this guy from getting removed. I don't want to play the Bluegill Warrior. That would be terrible, because my opponent could then just kill it. I'd rather save this for when I can deal damage to a creature with it.
I hope you like
Novice
my
Engineer. Crap, this stuff is not really worth using any kind of removal on. Am I really going to play this just to remove a 1-2? That seems awfully silly. I could do this, play that. Yeah, we'll do this. So what I'm doing here is... I'm basically just baiting my opponent into trading his Worgen for my Light Warden, because maybe he's afraid of this card. Or to use a removal spell on it. This is, I mean, it's a rare, but it's such a bad card. What could I have taken in place of this? I think this was like my experiment with Light Warden, and the results are this thing sucks. So, it's a rare, but it's just such a bad card. It's like the worst card in my deck. So yeah, my opponent... Oh my god, my opponent messed up really, 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 really badly. So by damaging me, my opponent lets me heal myself and trade my 1-drop for his bear. Now, I could also kill the bear, I guess. And then... No, that's just so good. I'm gonna just heal myself here. Trade bear. Do I use Shadow Word Pain on this Worgen? No, I don't think so. I think I'll keep it around. If my opponent plays, like, say, like a Cult Master or something, then I can steal this and kill it. Okay, that's a little bit of a trickier situation. But Shadow Word Pain is very good right there. Shadow Madness is not, but Shadow Word Pain is quite solid. It kills this engine. We'll heal up. This is a very slow, awkward game, so we both are gearing up for the late game, clearly. My opponent has 7 cards to my 5. Why does she have so much card advantage against me? Where did I lose card advantage? It's weird. I don't even know. Okay. Well, anyway. I can Shadow Madness now. Wow, that would be funny. I could kill this and deal 2 damage, but I can't quite actually kill this thing off, which is unfortunate. I could Shadow Word Pain it. It's possible that with all these cards, my opponent is just holding on to a Fireball or a Polymorph, and we'll just take care of this. So what I think I'd actually rather do is maybe play it a bit slower. Let's do this. And let's just kill that thing. And pass the turn. So Mind Control is a nice card to have in the circumstance. We're probably going to have a pretty even board, so if my opponent has all these endgame cards, there might be something good for me to steal. A good move for her would be to use the hero ability plus the Worgen to finish off my bear, but of course she might have a spell. Okay, my opponent did not luck out too much. 2 here would have let her kill it with the hero ability, but 1 was enough to just deal with that. Okay, fair enough. Well... let's do this. And I will Power Word Shield, so I'm still vulnerable to a Polymorph, but I now no longer die to a Fireball. Fireball with... Actually, there's no spell damage on the board, huh? Because this gives... This pimp gives adjacent minion spell damage. So yeah, Fireball plus hero ability isn't enough to kill this. It would have to be Polymorph or bust. Secret. Oh, Jesus crapsicles. Well, yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is awkward. So this is going to go to be a 5/5. This could be Vaporize, which means I don't really want to attack into it. I could play Shadow Madness on the Mage, but then have it die, but that seems silly. Shadow Word Death is really good against this. I could mind control that, but then it really is just a 5-5. I think we need to do this. I think we need to Shadow Word Death. Now, I could play Shadow Madness and try to fish out a Vaporize, but if it's anything other than Vaporize, I'll feel really silly. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just play the humble Senjin Shieldmaster and kill his creature. So I still did something useful with my turn, but I'm playing around with Vaporize a little bit. I'm hoping to throw the Senjin into it rather than the Ogre. Fireball? Ah, I didn't heal it, and now my opponent got to kill it off. You know what? That was a mistake on my part. I should have played around Fireball. Healing it would have preserved my Ogre. Eek, that could really cost me. Okay, well, let's send this engine in to see if it is Vaporize. It is Vaporize! Well, at least I didn't play super horribly. We'll play this. I normally don't like to put buffs on my turn, but I think it's better to put the body on the board than to keep the surprise hidden. So now my opponent could hero ability to pop off this Divine Shield and Flame Strike and basically catch back up into the game. But if she doesn't have Flame Strike, then I should be alright. Oh no. God damn it. Ah, wow. You know what? That mistake of not healing my Ogre is really hurting. Because this Ogre would have, I guess it would have died to the Flame Strike, but it would have hit my opponent for extra damage on its way out. God fucking, well, anyway, hopefully my opponent plays something good to mind control. Otherwise, I'm actually gonna be in trouble because my opponent has 5 cards to my 3, soon to be 4. But mind control is card advantage. You don't lose a card, but your opponent does, so it's nice. Now my opponent seems to be a pretty canny player. I am guessing he's playing around mind control, or at least will try to. This is not much of a threat, you see, so my opponent doesn't have to do anything. She can just avoid playing anything she wants to and basically wait for me to commit to the board somehow. Okay, Boulderfist Ogre is a perfect mind control target. Coin and Cone of Cold. That play I really doubt. I don't understand what's gained by having this, like, not attack for 1 damage once. Okay, well, let's learn from our mistakes and heal my creature rather than healing me. Pass the turn. That's my only mind control. But now I have card advantage. I have 4 cards, soon to be 5 against 3. Because the reason I got so much is because my opponent just wasted a Cone of Cold. I don't understand what that play was. I think that was just a mistake. That was as bad of a mistake as me, like, not healing my last Ogre. Because basically, it deals 1 point of damage to this, but I'm going to heal it so the damage is irrelevant. And then it froze me for a turn, but there wasn't anything I could do with it. So it seems like that was a bit of an odd decision. Alright, the Core Hound, looks like my opponent did a nice job playing around mind control. Because this would have been a very tempting thing to mind control. My opponent's going to hit me rather than my creatures. That's fine. See what I get before I make any decisions. Light Spawn. Okay, well, I'm going to trade this off. I don't want it just to kill my Warden for nothing. So we'll do this. Do this. Heal myself. My opponent's already played 2 Flame Strikes. I'm not going to play around a 3rd. Just put the thing out. And besides, the Light Spawn can be finished off by the hero ability, but the Warden will live, because he is a tank. We are both, like, at almost max life here. Shadow Madness. Man, do I need to lower my appraisal of this card? It's, you know, I've been saying a lot on this channel. If like, there's a card you think is bad, but it keeps doing good things against you, then you have to stop saying it's bad. And if there's a card you think is good, but it keeps on sucking, maybe you have to admit that it is actually not as good as you think it is. Alright, so this Frost, Water Elemental, whatever, I don't really care about it that much. Abomination. I don't actually think I want to play this, because my opponent could run into it and then deal a bunch of damage to my own stuff. So we'll just do nothing, except deal some damage. I think I have another Power Word Shield in here. That would be nice on this Light Spawn. Okay, that's very encouraging to see, because it's totally irrelevant. That is scary. If my opponent can start drawing cards, I'm in trouble. Okay, well, I think Shadow Madness is finally going to earn its keep here. Oh, Argent Commander. Okay, let me think. Well, this is obvious. I'm definitely doing this. I'm going to Argent Commander and kill his card drawer. That seems very, very clear. Now, I could also Shadow Madness, actually. Steal the Fairy Dragon, run it into that thing. Yeah, that seems good. Oh, I can't target it. Well, it's oh, no, it's actually not... Well, okay, so I'm going to do this first. Then Shadow Madness the Water Elemental because the Fairy Dragon is untargetable. Then kill them both against each other, and then swing the place. Okay. So the risk is here, again, a Flame Strike would let him wipe my board. And then we'd be at 1 card to 1 and both be in top deck mode. But I'm not going to play around a third Flame Strike. Secret. Okay. Another secret. And he's going to keep on working down that Warden. Why? The Light Spawn is a much better target for your hero ability when you're a mage, because it gets weaker and weaker every time it's hit. Alright, not Vaporize. It looks to be most likely a mirror entity, so I will... You know what? I don't see the reason to give my opponent a creature. Screw it. I'm just going to threaten to kill my opponent and see what she wants to do here. Ah, Fen Creeper. Well, it's pretty good. My opponent's... Maybe she's got like some kind of like an achievement, like a hidden achievement for herself. Like, I will kill this with hero ability only. Okay, I can deal 5 to this, 1 to that, 4 more damage. Almost gets the kill. If I'd played this last turn, I'd have won, but unless if it was a mirror entity, then he could have traded off against that guy. Okay, well, we'll do that. That seems fine. So we're going to heal this first, so it actually technically survives against the Fen Creeper there. We'll hit for 4. And we'll play the Abomination now. That seems really good. Because even if Flame Strike hits, my opponent will get finished off. Okay, it was not Mirror Entity. So, it could be Ice Block. So it's not Mirror Entity, it's not Ice Barrier, it's not Vaporize. Could be Ice Block. It also could be a Counter Spell or a Spell Bender, because I haven't played any spells.
Well played.
I'm not going to say anything yet. Until Ice... Is this Ice Block? Oh, man. Oh, my God. That would have been a fucking, like, pro play of the ages if that were Ice Block. She Flame Strikes, wraths my board, Ice Block triggers, she doesn't die. You know what? I screwed up. I shouldn't have played the Abomination there. Absolutely, that was a mistake. That's the kind of thing that I didn't have to pay for it in this arena, but that was a mistake. I should not have let her trigger Ice Block that way. But she actually did have the third Flame Strike. That's crazy. That is so freaking crazy. Man, it must have been just top decked, right? Because I'm pretty sure that there were plenty of turns she would have played the Flame Strike if she'd had it. Right, Erbater the Warrior. I do respect Warriors a lot, even though I seem to do badly with them kind of lately. They are very strong and have things like Frothing Berserkers. I will keep both my Shadow Word Pains because Warriors have a lot of stuff that's really good to kill. The Frothing Berserker starts out as a 2/4. The Warsong Commander is a 2/3. Ah, look at that. Turn 1 play. That is just... I'm playing this on turn 1, and it still feels terrible. God damn it. This card is so bad. I'm never taking it again. Unless it's like, you know, Merfolk, Pirate, this thing. Maybe then I'll think about it. Alright, we got a coin and... Fiery War Axe. Well, all things considered, I guess I'd rather see the Fiery War Axe on this than something else. But, Jesus Christ. Okay. This engine, it's not playable. Oh, jeez. I really hope my opponent puts down something for me to kill. Otherwise, my next turn, I'm going to do nothing, which is really, really sad. If I fall behind in this game, it's going to be a problem. Argent Squire. Yeah, I'll Shadow Word Pain that. I mean, it's better than doing nothing. Yeah. My opponent used a Fiery War Axe to kill my 1/1. It's only fair I Shadow Word Pain on his 1/1. Right, well, the Senjin Shieldmaster does survive a Fiery War Axe, which is good. My opponent has nothing on turn 3, which is also good. But I'd say overall this game's off to a pretty bad start. Blue Warrior, even with Power Word Shield, it dies to Fiery War Axe. Now, there is a million and one ways that my opponent could finish this off. Execute, Heroic Strike, Chargy Guy, lots of ways. So I'm not feeling super great just yet. Twisted Abomination is not a particularly good draw. I mulliganed into this, and it's kind of weak. Oh, wow, my opponent's armoring up. That is really, really, really good. I'm glad to see that. So, given that I don't want to play this or this, I am going to actually, let's do Mind Vision first to see what I steal from my opponent. Molten really? Well, at least I know he has it, I guess. Iron for a Grizzly. Oh my god! The fact that this has Taunt is actually really bad, because it means my Senjin doesn't protect it. So it's unplayable. I can't play it. I'm just gonna... I can't give that up to a Fiery War Axe. It's too good. He has a Molten Giant. Man, I really wish I had gotten something a little bit more immediately helpful. Tiger. Tiger plus Fiery War Axe will kill my Sen'jin off. Cult Master? I could do that. That'd be funny. Yeah, we'll do it. So I have to be aware of the fact now that if I get my opponent down, but not down enough, he has a Molten Giant waiting in the wings. Oh, god damn it. This Giant is so terrible. I think I would have rather Mind Visioned anything else. Wow, Cleave was so good there, I can't even handle it. Oh my god. No! That's so terrible. I was going to finish it off with my Bluegill Warrior, but instead, he gets to keep the Fiery War Axe. Oh my god, this is a ridiculous disaster. Well, I might be able to Mind Vision that next turn. I might even play this Molten Giant. God damn this. Okay, we're going to play the Abomination. I'm not going to play this because when the Abomination dies, so does it. I still can't heal myself. Well, what I'm guessing my opponent will do is... Well, my opponent's going to have to work at it a little bit here, because if the Tiger runs into the Abomination, then the Abomination's Death Rattle finishes it off. Aha, he's going to use Heroic Strike to kill off the Abomination. So the Tiger lives. He's going to play that thing. And swing at me with this Tiger. It's really heartbreaking that this Tiger has 3 health, because I'd love to just kill it with the Bluegill Warrior. It's really heartbreaking that this only does deals 2 damage, because this thing also survives. Okay, so I could Mind Control the Tiger. The problem with that play is that's my whole turn. Yeah, and then my opponent can just run his creatures into it. So basically it's kind of like Mind Control and I Wrath his board. Is spending my whole turn doing that worth it? Sure is. So we'll do that. Now my opponent could also have an Execute, which is a little bit less exciting. But his board's kind of weak. Granted, he has 7 more mana to play, but like next turn I can like play this and Shadow Word Pain and maybe Holy Nova for some fun. So we'll see. I think since I was way behind there, I needed to go for it. Oh, godly Jesus. Shit, it's gonna grow above Shadow Word Pain. God damn it. Fuck my life. This is a disaster. Well, this is a problem, folks. This is a bona fide problem. Oh, he's gonna go all the way. He is going to go all the way here. Wow, he's just ignoring everything. Holy shit. I don't think that was right. I don't think that was right at all. I can, first of all, play this free Molten Giant. That seems like a good move. Then I'm gonna play Holy Nova. Wait. Oh my god, this thing is still at 3. I'm gonna kill it like that. And then I'm gonna play Holy Nova to kill everything he has and heal my Tiger. And then I'm going to heal my Tiger some more. And then I'm gonna hit him for 8. Oh my god. Wow. Well, this just shows, folks, Hearthstone is not just about the draft. It's not just about what cards you see. It's got a skill element here. I mean, my opponent just made a tactical blunder. He should have killed my Tiger and not left himself so open. So now what's happening here is that my opponent is threatening to kill me, but I had this Bluegill Warrior for the kill. This is 8 plus 8 is 16. He's at 17 health. Yeah, this wins. The Direwolf Alpha was extra insurance. Wow. Well, that was a good game. I kind of feel bad for Erater. He must be very frustrated. But he messed up. I mean, when your opponent has an 8-3 on the board and you've got a lot of Chumper Nuggets that die or almost die to Holy Nova, you cannot afford to just ignore stuff. Now, he didn't know about the Molten Giant. I mean, playing in fear that I had the Molten Giant might have caused him to play so cautiously that he would have lost. So I'm not going to say that was a mistake, but I do think that... you know, it was not unlikely that I would have it, given that we were pretty far into the game and I wasn't playing, like, the Frothing Berserker or whatever else he had in his hand when I stole a creature. So yeah, I think my opponent messed up there. That was great. I will take that win. Perdualian. I don't know what nationality that sounds like. Perdualian. I try to make everything sound French, even though it's probably not supposed to be. Let's keep one of my good 4-drops. I think, actually, the Silver Moon Guardian is the least vulnerable to things. Like, Lightspawn could get silenced, you know, stuff like that. This curve looks good, but it's not actually as good as it looks. This is unplayable on turn 2 because I am up against a druid. Be careful what you wish for. And it dies to the hero ability, so there's really no point in playing that out. But now I've got actually a lot of options with this Shattered Sun Cleric. Might not be a bad move to coin out the Grizzly. Well, let's think. If I coin out the Grizzly, my opponent can run this guy into it, hero ability, finish it off, then I've lost my coin. Then I don't want to play a Shattered Sun Cleric the following turn because I'm just wasting the thing. I could play this and trade it for a 2-1, then he gets a little bit of card advantage because I used my 2-1 to kill his 2-1, but he was left with a 1-1. Yeah, that seems fine. The reason I want to do this is that next turn, when I do play my Grizzly, hopefully, if my opponent has more plays that could all get, thrown to the winds, I want it to be a little bit harder than just a creature plus hero ability. Okay, well, this is where I have to hold my breath because Grizzly is... Oh my god, do I have to draw this card every game? Grizzly is really great against Flesh-Eating Ghoul. No matter how big it gets, the Grizzly will trade into it. But if my opponent has a Wrath, then I'm kind of screwed. Because the Wrath just kills this, and then he's won the opening. Next turn I can play this with Divine Shield and try again to have something to deal with his Ghoul, but the problem is if he plays a Taunt, his Ghoul will be protected, and I currently have no way of busting through the Taunt. I don't have any of my Shadow Words. I mulliganed pretty heavily. I mulliganed everything but this, so I'm just not seeing my removal. Mark of Nature. That's another way of dealing with the problem. He's giving his Flesh-Eating Ghoul a lot of health. And then he's able to kill my bear. Alright, fair enough. I don't have any way of dealing with the situation, unfortunately. Scarlet Crusader, pretty pointless. I might as well just spend the extra mana and play this. So this is maybe gonna work. Maybe gonna work. My opponent, if he lets me Shattered Sun Cleric buff it, it will kill out the Flesh-Eating Ghoul, but the right play, I believe, here would just be to use hero ability to pick off the Divine Shield and then kill it with the Ghoul. Alright, my opponent let me do that. Of course, this is another problem, because that thing is a very good board drop. Direwolf Alpha. That's interesting. I could also use this to kill off the Ghoul. So would I rather use the Shattered Sun Cleric or the Wolf? Well, if I play the Wolf, I could also play... Scarlet Crusader? Is that what I want to do? If I play the thing... I could also play the Wolf. I could play them both! Ha ha ha! We'll play this, I think. Keep the Wolf around later on. It's a bit easier to use the Wolf than it is to use this thing, because this thing you need another creature on. The Wolf you can just always play. And you know what? Let's actually use the coin here. Let's put another creature onto the board. I think this is important. So I'm a bit vulnerable to swipe. My opponent could like pop Divine Shield and swipe this. Scarlet Crusader will then die. Starfire. Well, actually, I'm really okay with that. So my opponent gets to do a very profitable trade. He gets to kill my Shattered Sun Cleric with this guy. But then this will kill it, and he'll have to use hero ability to finish it off. So I'm okay with that, I think. Cult Master. Not quite. It's not quite right yet to play the Cult Master. Let's do the Boulder Fist Ogre. And kill off his bigger thing. So you can hero ability, finish off my Scarlet Crusader, but I have a 6-7, so he'd better drop his own big stuff pretty soon here, or else he'll be in a bit of trouble. Also, Alexstrasza is looking pretty amazing this game. If he does have big stuff and he fights my Ogre to a standstill, this just drops as an 8-8 and deals 15 damage. That's pretty good. Starfire, okay. Well, he's got 2 of those, but he just spent 2 whole turns Starfiring, and he didn't have enough mana left to use the hero ability there. Okay, well, wow, Power Word Shield is really good right now, so I can preserve my Crusader. Shadow Word Death is really, really good against Druids, oh my god. We're going to play the Wolf and swing. Now, I'd like to actually not play the Cult Master because it dies to a Starfall. So what I'm going to do instead is play a Light Warden and heal myself. So if it dies to Starfall, that's really good for my opponent because the Wolf and it will die. This will go down to 1 health. He can hero ability finish it off, or Moonfire finish it off. So Starfall would be incredibly good for my opponent here, but I just care so little for this card that I will just play it. And kind of swing for the fences. Mad Bomber. Okay. This is a decent Mad Bomber. He can use the hero ability to finish off my Wolf, but not my Scarlet Crusader now.
Your magic
Silencing my Light Warden. Well, I'm thrilled about that. Yeah. You do that. You do that. That is A-OK by M-O-A. That's not a thing. Alright, well this is actually really easy here. All I need to do now is just play my Cult Master and get a couple of cards. Yeah, play Cult Master. So we'll do this. Get a card. Shadow Madness would have been really good stealing this, and I could have... God damn it. Well, yeah, we'll just get another card. I'll throw the creature away for a card. Just stone cold. Don't even care. Okay, we're going to play this engine to protect my Cult Master here. Make my opponent spend actual removal if he wants to kill the Cult Master. So, how? It's the fight of the legendaries. Well, whose legendary is better? Probably his, actually. I mean, mine's an 8-8 to a 5-8, but he put more total power on the board there. So I'd say his was definitely better. Now, luckily for me, I have Shadow Madness, and I can take care of these two Taunters. Actually, what's even better, I think, is to steal the Mad Bomber, kill one Taunter with it, and kill the other one with my Senjin, because that uses up less health on my Senjin. Okay, so we'll do that. We're going to steal the Mad Bomber, run it in to the tree, which draws me a card from Cult Master. Shadow Word Pain, that's the wrong one. I really want Shadow Word Death. I do have Shadow Word Death! I did not realize I had Shadow Word Death, actually. I thought that was Shadow Word Pain this whole time. Okay, well, let's draw a card on my Senjin here. Lightspawn's really good. It's not as good as Shadow Word Death, though. Okay, that was a pretty good turn, as far as turns go. So next turn, I hope my opponent doesn't put so much pressure on that I feel obliged not to play Alex Starza. Well, he's going to spend a third turn to take Starfire. You know, this is a lesson. I think maybe 1 Starfire is good, 2 is questionable, 3 really isn't doing my opponent any favors, I don't think. Alright, there's that guy. And there's the wolf. Alright, well, I still don't really want to play this. Yeah, I'm just going to play this, whatever. We're going to set his health down to 15. And I'm just going to go for the kill. I think we're doing fine here. I mean, he can get some kind of a spell and take out my Senjin or whatever, but I'm at a lot of life. I have 8 damage coming through. For him to deal with the taunt and this would require a pretty awesome hand. Granted, I had a pretty awesome... For me to... He had Cenarius and a 3-1 left on the board, and I wiped everything off and, like, drew a card in the process. So, for me to do that, I needed an awesome hand, and I had it. So he might have an awesome hand, too. It's totally fine. He could play, like, an Ironbark Protector. I don't have any more Shadow Word Deaths, and I don't have any Silences in here either, so... I could mind control it, but that's about the only out I could have against something really big. Wrath. Ah, very clever. So he's going to get a card and buff that guy. That was a pretty cool move. He's got 8 mana and 5 cards. He's going to Naturalize. Well, that's a perfectly fair move. That's a good use of Naturalize. So Naturalize is not the greatest of cards, but you just saw here, folks, how to do it properly. In the end game... to kill out a really important opponent's target. Fairy Dragon, okay. And Druid of the Claw. Which kind is going for? The charging kind. Interesting. Okay, so he's going on the aggressive here, which is not unreasonable, because he does have a bit of a health on me here. However, let's play a Flesh-Eating Ghoul. And I think this is the time for a Holy Nova. Let's also drop another creature. I don't think with 3 cards, the Druids can burn me out for 15 damage. It's not impossible, but it's hard. This has a key 4 attack, so I can't Shadow Word it. He's got a swipe. Ah. Is he going to use his hero ability to finish this off, I wonder? Or another Wrath, or a Moonfire? It's absolutely correct of him, by the way, to just kill my creatures, because that's his best shot. Okay, so he's going to go down in health. Now, Druids do gain a life a turn from hero ability. And he's also got a healer. Alright, that's fine. So, he made a pretty good move there. That was a good turn for him, but he's running low on cards. Ah, Argent Commander. He is so good. Make sure you kill that guy, because the other guy can be Shadow Word Pained, but the first guy couldn't. Don't forget to heal yourself. End turn. Ah, that was really good. It's a really good top deck. I'm down to 7 cards. So, Mind Control is actually getting to be quite likely. this game drags out anymore, I will get it, and I will get to steal his thing. Knife Juggler, alright. Ironbark Protector. Aha. Well, we're on the clock here, folks. Oh, boy, this is actually really scary. There's no point in healing this thing. This guy is just buying me time. I'm going to put as much on the board as I can, which means I would actually rather place both of these than just light spawn plus heal myself. And we're going to pass the turn. So he's in top deck mode. I have a mind control in here in these 6 cards. Where it is anyone's guess. Alright, he's winning the race really good here, because it's going to be very hard for me to deal with this Ironbark Protector. You can actually... the fact that both knives hit this is really bad, because he can now hero ability, and he has enough life that he can actually finish this off, which is really clutch for him, because it makes it difficult for me to kill off the Ironbark. I've only got 6 damage left over after he does this. Oh, fuck. Well, I might lose. I had the edge when we were in top deck mode, but then he top decked out of it. So he's got 13 plus 3 is 16 damage. I cannot heal up enough, and I can't kill this Ironbark Protector. So between the knife flings going his way and him drawing Ironbark Protector, I'm going to lose. Yep, 4 plus 2 is 6. That's not enough to kill this. He's got 8 plus 5 is 13. 13 plus 3 is 16. He gets me by 2 when you count in the hero ability. So my only hope is a very slim one that he will forget to look for the win. I don't see that happening. He's been a pretty good player. Damn it! I really thought I had that game! I just, Mind Control was in the bottom 5 cards of my deck. Had I drawn it any sooner, I would have won. That was a good game. It was a good arena run, all things considered. I mean, he almost missed the win, too. I started out 0-2, and then we clawed back up to 0-7, so I hope you'll pardon the fact that this was an unusual video. The bugs and stuff that was going on kind of made it a little bit silly. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that wet and wild roller coaster of an arena run. If you did, do please like and or subscribe. I'd appreciate that tremendously. And if you just can't get enough of Papa Boris, let's stick around for Papa Boris's Happy Fun Time bonus hour. And look at our prizes. Man, could I have won against the Druid? What could I have done differently? I mean, I had such good turns. But he just drew the Ironbark Protector when he needed it. Alright, 185 gold for 7 wins. That's actually above average, quite a bit above average. I will take that happily. 185 gold. And let's take a look at what our pack is. We have one of the worst cards in the game, rare or otherwise, and 2 abusive sergeants. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. So all 4 of those commons were duplicates, and the only non-duplicate card was my shit rare. Alright, well, let's take a sneak peek at our next arena and call it a day. Thank you again so much for watching, folks, and we'll see you next time with some Warrior, Priest, or Warlock action. Till then!